I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger.
Hey y'all, I'm sitting here today with my dad, and when I was younger, he built up a building supply. And we were just going to talk a little bit about his experience in business and just kind of share it with y'all, so it may help some of you and some of you may not even be interested in it at all. So I'm going to start asking him a couple questions, and we'll see if we can't get a conversation and see if this ends up being YouTube worthy. So, how old were you when you got into the building supply, and how did you get in it?
My wife's daddy's the one that had it. And they all got out and couldn't. Basically, he had a college graduate that was going to run it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want that in there or not.
Yeah. Whatever you
And come in there and he was $5,000 in the hole. Done wrote checks on money he didn't have. But I got in it. So he needed help.
So he came to you and said, you want to come in and run it, or you want to come in and work?
No, I come in and work for a long time. And that's when he got tired of it and got that college graduate to run it that couldn't run it. And I told him to give me 3 months and I'd have it making money.
What was your education level?
11 and a half years.
11 and a half years. And you went in and he told him to give you 3 months.
I told him to give me 3 months and I'd have it making money. But you can't sell from an empty wagon. And that's what was trying to happen. That first month in that little bitty store, I ordered $50,000 worth of stuff. But when you treat people right and they respect you, they'll help you out, and I pay my bills on time.
Wasn't there a big storm that came through that helped pick up sales?
Yeah, a big hailstorm come through. And it didn't hurt that our neighbors was basically ripping the public off for the price of shingles.
Yeah.
We come in and sold them for $18.95 and they were $26.95. So
that's a lot per square.
We couldn't keep shingles in stock.
So you didn't have any prior employment? I mean,
not a business.
Business employment, running a business.
No school or nothing. What I did, I had enough common sense. If I was going to sell you shingles, if I was going to sell you lumber or plumbing, you call them up and tell them send somebody down to help you out. If you what questions I got, and they can answer them. And they did. I mean, like how many squares of shingle it takes to roof a house? I didn't know that to get it exact, but there's a formula and you get it. Just like square foot on lumber and all that, you gotta know all that little stuff. But it's simple, common sense stuff.
But your personal relationships with
that's 99% of it.
So like you would call a lumber manufacturer or plywood or shingles, and you would talk to the salesman and tell them to assist you, and you would be able to buy from them.
Right. And they would come down to the store, answer any question I had.
Yeah, I remember some of them. We had GP, we had Sunbelt,
yeah,
we had
Midland,
Owens Corning.
Yeah, Midland was a buying group we dealt with for a long time.
And you did on your markup, you wasn't trying to rip people off, if I remember correctly. It was more like you were trying to set your markup at like 20% above cost.
We built that store on 10%.
10%?
On the big items now, the plumbing and them little odd and end things, you went with whatever they give you the stickers. The hardware companies furnish stickers for your plumbing and electrical and all. And
Yeah, like Orville and Moore Handley.
yeah, you just basically went with them.
Yeah.
You knew what the markup was, and you can play with that if you want to. As far as electrical, I got a electrician in there. Like, I promised him, you know, I'd sell him 10% above cost. But I wanted everything in my store, as far as electrical, that the everyday man wanted. We didn't do no big ass commercial buildings, you know. The big companies got all that kind of stuff. You did that with a local contractors and everyday man, and that's all you wanted.
Yeah. So, how much do you think your first year gross revenue was about?
I don't know.
Roughly.
I don't know if we need to put that on there. I know it's been years ago. Let's not go there.
Alright. So,
We made money. We never did lose no money the whole time we was in business. We lost some money, but for every year we made money. You ain't gonna be in business and not lose money.
Yeah. What about your equipment? What kind of equipment were you having to keep up?
That's a joke. 79 Ford flatbed, and I don't know what that white one was. Do you?
We had a 62 at one point, big 2-ton truck.
Yeah, we got that from Mike Plain and Barnes when they went out of business.
That's another good point. Y'all's competition was down the road, and like you said, they laughed at y'all. And the building supply was actually built in the remnants of an old hotel, right?
Yep.
Or an old inn, roadside inn there.
Just how many people you could put in a room? It was so much you had.
And he went in there and made lumber racks and everything in there. Well, the competition was down the road and more in town in a better location. Really.
Big buildings.
And they laughed at y'all, and they ended up being the ones that were ran out of business.
We had Western Auto, Bristers, McLean and Barnes. There was one more. All got together and said they'd see us lose our butts.
True Value.
True Value. That was
Yeah,
one.
True Value. I remember that one. And y'all ended up being the last one in town, didn't you?
Last one standing. We got out because we wanted to.
Yeah, I remember they. Well, your health drove you out, didn't it? Your back.
Yeah. My back and eyes all at one time.
But now to build this business, what y'all have to realize, it's easy to sit here and talk about it. But how many days were you up at 4 o'clock in the building supply?
Oh man, 3 or 4 days a week at least.
We're talking 4 o'clock in the morning to well after dark.
I'd deliver sheetrock at 11:30 at night by the headlights of the truck.
And that's what you have to do. You have to put in that extra time and that extra labor to build up a business. And those other companies, they thought they were already established and they wasn't willing to go that extra mile. I remember us going home on Saturday and somebody coming back just needing a few plumbing fittings. And we were the only ones that would go and open the doors so that they can get what they needed. And that built consumer confidence to the point where they would bring their business to us.
Well, it's just like when you take out a load of lumber like he'll be here and they just go out there and dump it.
Yeah.
And what you need's on the bottom to start building the house. We take it out there and divvy it up, you know, what they needed first on down, and we'd cover it all up. They didn't have to spend 3 or 4 hours to get to what they needed to get started.
I remember throwing shingles on the roof for some of the roofers, backing the truck right up to the carport or right up to the front eave, and I'd stand there and throw them 80-pound bag of shingles up there on the roof.
I delivered 350 squares a day by myself.
And see, employees is a big part of your problem. You have to have good people. And you tell your people what you expect of them. What did you tell your employee whenever they would hire on to do the deliveries, what you expected of them?
I tell them if there's 22 bundles of shingles on the truck, one man can deliver that. That ain't nothing I ain't ever done. And the thing about it is, we fed them. Not just lunch. We had sandwich meat, coffee, coats, cookies, whatever they want in the main room. They could get any time they wanted. The only thing was, when a customer come through that door, somebody better be talking to him or tell him I'll be with you in a minute or recognize the customer.
I remember you getting on my butt one day in the back in the lumber yard. I had talked to a customer. I had said, "What do you need?" And you got onto me. You said, "Don't you dare come up to a customer and say, 'What do you need?' You say, 'How may I help you?' or something of that nature. Don't come off what you need. Sound like you don't appreciate their business."
You don't care nothing about it. And like one man, he built a big old house through us, and he needed a shower unit. It was about a $300 or $400 shower unit. I tried to tie it down his truck. He said, "No, it ain't gonna come off." He didn't make it home for it come off in a jillion pieces.
Ouch.
He come back and I told him, "I'll have you one in the morning." I replaced it at my cost. But
You didn't have to. It could have been completely on him. But
yeah, I could have said, "No, there wasn't nothing he could have done about it." But he brought me more business because of it.
now, when you went in, it was what, 20 years ago, something like that?
I went in about 84,
84. My bad.
somewhere around
Wait,
there.
I'm old too, y'all. Whenever computers started getting big in business, were you willing to pull a computer into the business, or were you trying not to?
I didn't want it. Too easy to mess up.
Did you ever dream that the computers would be taking over so much like they have now in the business and in entrepreneurial world?
Yeah, it just takes a personal touch out of it. And personal touch can make you more money than a computer can. I knew what my people owed me and where it was at and everything.
We had everything done by pen. We mailed out all the bills every month by pen and paper and stamp. I remember when the computers first came in, they were not fun.
The people felt a lot more comfortable with it than they did getting that computer copy through the mail.
It took a little bit more time, but the customer service was way far and above what you get with the printouts.
I think so.
Did you enjoy working with the public every day, working the counter, or did you enjoy making the deliveries and doing the manual labor more?
Well, I enjoyed all of it.
Because it's a big difference between going out and making the deliveries
But you got
than it is being inside the store
I
working
agree.
the counter.
But I still come in at 4 o'clock and filled up the racks and loaded trucks. I didn't change. You still got to get off your butt. You just don't sit there behind that counter and answer the phone. Nobody does.
Did you ever have people look at you and say it was just handed to you and that like you didn't work hard for it?
Oh no, I never had that.
Because everybody that knew us knew that we was hustling.
Everybody knew the store, knew. They just knew us and they just liked us and dealt with us. Well, it was all neighbors, most of them. Some of them wasn't. Some of them was out of the county and all.
Well, that's 14 minutes of it. That's the best I can get right now, y'all, because I only do 15 minutes. But if he wants to shoot some more stories like that to y'all, we may work on it some more. Comment in the video if you like it. If you don't, if you have questions, comment them, and I will ask him the next time I'm down here at his place. God bless, and I'll catch you on the next ride.